It's that CSZ gang. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. The mother shows spread fake news. We just call them broadcast. West, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dawson. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he don't want no small fries. Tell them they better make them biggie. Yeah, you already know what we be on. We got the crown, we hold the throne. We throw the mails and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's home. The bar set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Sit in the street, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
What is up, everybody? Let's go ahead and get this the late bloomer in the building. Where's he at?
It's gotta be Shawn.
Shawn.
Yes.
You here? Okay, we can't see you, so everything's perfect.
Shawn Cena.
Cannot see him. That's fine. Welcome, everybody. We're not coming to you live from the Triple C Studios, the Collision Course Crew Studios. We're coming to you live from Orlando, Florida, from the beautiful Encantada Resort, which is just a fancy way of saying I got a condo somewhere, and it's all right. It's not really that big.
Well, except for you just told him.
Yeah, I told him. I'm your host, Jeremy Wamman. Tonight, I'm here with my co-hosts, my brother, Joe Wamman, in the building.
What up?
Uncle Larry's also in the building. He's kind of the backbone of the website, and I don't like giving him a whole lot of compliments because I don't want his head to get any bigger than it already is. But he did show up with no video tonight, so he did most of us a favor. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Shawn Barber.
How's it going?
What is up, brother? And last but definitely not least, by any measurable amount on earth, it's our guy, the notorious Higgy. Higgy Not So Smalls. What's good, brother?
Nothing much. How about everybody else?
Well, we're glad that you're here. All jokes aside, let's go to the chat line really quick first, because that's always completely on fire before we can even get started. Corey says, what's good? I'll go ahead and put these up on the board. Joey, if you'll kind of keep everybody updated on who's joining us on Facebook. Corey Carson said, what's good, 55 and fam? Oh, I like that. I've never seen that that little thing there. The red and white, what's happening all from our guy, Steve Franconia. Cardinal, CSZ fam, Miss Kelly Green, the not notorious, she's just world famous around here. Brian McGlasson says, what's up, CSZ? Our guy, Wes Keys, what's good, CSZ? My bad, Jeremy, I won't miss the next one. Look, we're going to talk about that. That was pretty cool. Corey says, hi to Miss Kelly. Andrew said he's excited for hoop season. My bad. I clicked that too quick. And you know what? Go-kart. Lee Newton's also greetings from Orlando. I'm in Orlando as well. Justin, what's good? Yeah, we got a light show. It says Miss Peggy is joining in on Facebook. Former college teammate and the only female player in University of Louisville history, Catherine Cloak, our kicker, joining us. We appreciate you being on here. We got some stuff to talk about, a little bit of stuff to talk about tonight. But next week, we're going to be jam-packed coming off the bye week. We've got Ivan's induction ceremonies next weekend. We got the Duke game next weekend. But we're going to try to leave the Duke talk off the table this week. Miss Kelly wants to see y'all pack it out next week in the Ville. RG says, Big 55 in the crew, what up? What's up? Sean Thomas wants to know when Higgy's going on his 87th honeymoon. That's a fair question. Fair question.
May.
In May. Oh, Jesus.
May.
So, all right, listen, do not forget the Fitness Market chat line is open. Y'all are burning it up right now. If y'all are watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, Higgy will let us know if you have any questions that don't show up on the chat line when I call on them. Uncle Larry says, my wife is from Revere. Okay. Sam Basin, a member of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, is supposed to be on here with us, says hello from the chat line.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Listen, check out the graphic below us to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how you can also help support the podcast monetarily. And let's go to our fancy new commercials so you can find out how also to stay in tune. Kind of, we may go live at 7. Sometimes we may have to wait 7:02 30 seconds because our Twitter don't work. But this is how you can never miss a beat of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe today for exclusive notifications for when we go live on all social media platforms.
So that's fair enough for Sam. It says he just said he just got off work, so he's probably driving home.
Yeah, that's cool. I have to give him a hard time. It is what it is. Shawn wants to know if we are going to Disney to see Star Wars on May the to Higgy. Are you going to Disney to see May the 4th be with you? I'm not even really sure what that.
No, that makes sense. Are you basically saying are you going to Disney to see Star Wars?
Yeah, are you going to Disney, Higgy,
May the
on your
4th
honeymoon?
be with you.
No, I'll be in Alaska.
I hate you so much.
You're gonna get shot up there. Some hunter's gonna think that you're walking a grizzly bear is walking around.
I would just hand it in, put it in Shitika's hand, and hand it to him.
I swear.
Well,
Shitticus.
He did.
TJ's in the house.
TJ, what up, guys? Miss Kelly says she needs somebody to overnight her a pizza from Derby City. Higgy will get right on it. I can't promise you that there'll be any pizza in the box when it gets to you, but we have him in charge of that, Miss Kelly. And speaking of Miss Kelly, we got something into the works for after the regular season. Miss Kelly, you know what? I'm not going to even say anything else. We got a special episode coming up after the regular season. I think you will all enjoy it. RG says 6-1 and ranked at the bye week. I'll take it. I agree 100%. Robbie Dell says, hello, good people. And Cardinal's laughing at all the Higgy jokes already, so we appreciate that. So is Sam and Kelly. So, and Sean Thomas says only half of your pizza will be there, Kelly. So
No, it wouldn't. There would be none. It would be like, Jeremy, for those of the people that watch the Jersey Shore, it would be like when Vinny's mom sends chicken cutlets with Mike the Situation out to Vegas. Get there, there's none there.
Or like when the episode that Sam got suspended for, when Higgy brought 24 cookies to share with the podcast team, and when he got to the house, there were no cookies when he got there.
Higgy, are you froze, or are you just sitting there like not moving any kind of muscles, like facial, nothing?
I'm just sitting here enjoying the podcast.
Oh, okay.
You know what he's doing? He's just.
I would just hand it in, put it in Shitika's hand, and hand it to him.
I swear.
well,
No, Robbie. The first episode was 20 years ago, but it's actually still on TV right now. So, Miss Kelly wants me to surprise y'all. I already plan on doing that. I had to do the little thing we call in the biz the tease, and she's confident Higgy wouldn't do her like that. Need half of her pizza. She's got way more faith than I do in him. So, listen, hit that thumbs up while you're in here on YouTube. Make sure you are watching on YouTube if you can. It will help us out more than you watching anywhere else. Thanks for joining us on our new show day and our new show time. I found out after the podcast last week that we were going to have another Louisville live stream, and it happened directly before this. So we did that at 6:30. Thank you all for those of you all that joined. Had over 500 people joining to watch that new platform, that new offering. We appreciate that. We had on Willie Tyler and Cameron Kelly. Really good interview. If I say so myself, and of course I'll say so myself because I was the one that was moderating it. So I appreciate y'all, and we'll have more of those going forward. Stay tuned to my timeline. If you all follow me at all, you know I will promote the living daylights out of that until you're tired of me. I appreciate that. And one last thing before we get into the pit of it, the grid of the week, somebody donate, and I won't say their name because they do contribute. I don't know if they want to be known, so I'm going to keep them private. But somebody donated a very good football ticket for the Duke game. He got a bonus ticket from the university. He's only got a 4-person family. He got 5 tickets, something along those lines. He transferred his extra ticket to me. I want to give it away to one of you all. We'll talk about how we're going to determine that later in the show. All right, guys. And again, you know what? Let's go ahead and throw the second video up so we can get the videos out of the way. Where's it at? Shout out to all of our fine sponsors. Get out to all of the home game tailgates and see the Collision Course crew tailgate in action. For Peg's Beer Lounge, Chris Williams brings you the best in Louisville and a variety of dishes. In Fitness Market, your number one ally in weight loss and lifestyle changes. Number one ally, Higgy. Number one ally. And it will do good. Joey's got his fire backgrounds up already. Let's get to the chat. How much money did I get the 502 circle before the game? I'm not going to answer that. Sam can't wait to watch the interviews. We'll have that up for you tomorrow on cardinalsportszone.com. Steve Rummage says it was cool meeting the Big Show today, but I'm an even bigger fan of the Big Joe. I can't stand it. Robbie Dell says
who's got their volume up with the podcast playing?
Shawn. Shawn's in a dark bathroom somewhere, bricked up, listening to the sounds of Billy Ocean. That's what's happening right here.
He's bricked up big time. He's bricked all the way up.
Robbie Dell says field hockey and volleyball are about to start ESPN Plus. Well, it's a good thing you can watch them on your TV and listen to us on your phone. Lee Newton, salad in me if you have time to meet when Orlando. I don't eat salad, Lee, so it is what it is. Have you all encountered any? I'm the only one down. I'm down here with my mom and wife, my beautiful wife, my beautiful mother, and my beautiful niece. So to make a long story short, thought I was going to have surgery next week. Planned a 2-week vacation to get my mind ready for it. Ended up doing so well I didn't have to have the surgery. Stuck with the 2-week vacation, spending all the money that I wish I could have saved now. But I'm glad my mom's having a great time and being able to experience. She's been able to ride a lot of the rides here at at Epcot. We went to Epcot yesterday, Higgy. Not Higgy World, Disney World. So
that's my stuff, man. Quit gimmick infringing over here.
Oh, him doing the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Look, Higgy, they do have. You can ride you yourself. This ain't a dig because I'm a big guy as well. They have seating. My mom was able to get her an entire, after she tried to kill everybody in our party with her motorized scooter. They do have a bigger bench seat in the back that's supposed to be used for the ECV riders only. But the guy told me, he's like, if you get to a ride and you can't fit in my biggest issue is my legs are so long, even when I'm skinnier, which that's been a long time since I've been that. My knees dig into the end of the seat. Joey, did you have that same issue when we came here last year?
Always have that issue.
Always.
Dude. Yeah.
So, but to answer your question, Uncle Larry, Lawrence, whatever, Uncle Larry, no, I've not encountered any UCF fans at all. Sean Thomas is just surprised Higgy's not eating or eating. Brian McGlasson says, absolutely trust Brom with quarterback evaluation, but a bit worried about the other quarterback development of Plummer is unquestionably the number one. Is this warranted or overthinking? We'll put that up there because I do want to. Oh, it's over Higgy's face, so that makes it even better.
That's much better.
We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Joey, they moved BurgerFi. We pulled up yesterday to have lunch. Wasn't there anymore, but it was a couple miles. I said left, idiot. To touch on that question, Brian, we posted this morning. By the way, welcome back to Brendan Holba to cardinalsportszone.com. He contacted me about doing some work, and he is now going to be, I don't want to say Sean's assistant because he's not Sean's assistant, but he will be helping Shawn and myself with the workflow of the website. We've got a lot of great writers, but they're busy. They can't always help us out. Now we have a dependable number two to be able to, and he wrote a great post this morning about Jack Plummer. You can find that at cardinalsportszone.com. Steve Franconia says Joey's not started changing backgrounds yet, but he has now. There we go. Yo 55, where did you Cardinal? Oh, the Cardinal watch band. I got that off of Amazon, and it was supposed to. So underneath the Cardinal head, the number 55's under there. It was supposed to be outlined in white. They did it in black. Can't even see it. It's garbage. Steve says, you know what bricks me up? Joe Wallman. Absolutely. That bromance is a bromance that's just unhealthy. I'll just be honest with you.
It's a bromance that just needs to keep going. Steve Rummage met the Big Show today.
Well, after hanging out with the bigger shows the rest of his life, that was probably kind of a letdown, but a good thing. What's on ESPN Plus? I don't know, Shawn. Robbie, I guess either the volleyball or the field hockey game is. RG says Ashton Gelati is a pro. Justin McCord says I looked at my feet. LOL. Joey, he's talking about your thing. Well, not your thing, but your little thing you put up there. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Lost to Pittsburgh. Game that I wasn't worried about at all. I really was. Everybody else wanted to give their fake outrage and fake worry, and I just wasn't worried even a little bit. Even the stat sheet shows we destroyed them in total yards. Jack threw for, if you would have told me at the beginning of the game we would have out yardaged them by 170 something yards, and Jack threw for 350 yards, I would have been like dominating win. But no, he turned the ball over 3 times as well, leading to points every time. Jamari had 120 yards receiving. Mo Turner, 81 yards. It was rainy. We were without some key offensive players. It was ugly. They only had 3 turnovers forced the entire season. They forced 3 against us. Had only 1 pick all year. Had 2 against us. Hadn't forced a fumble or recovered one all year and did that multiple times as well. Nothing went right. The Cards lose 38-21. I said in just last week, well, they don't have any interceptions or forced fumbles, so that means they're probably going to get one against us. That's just the Louisville way. That kind of stuff happens to us. So, and it happened again. We have now lost our first game ever at Accushore. I hate that. It is what it is. The loss snapped, not slapped. Well, it slapped for Pittsburgh. Snapped a 7-game win streak for Louisville. Joy, I asked you this first. Was this a game that we just chalk up as our normal Louisville clunker for the season that we normally have, or are you worried?
I'm not worried, but I think I said at the beginning of the year that I just felt like we'd probably have one of those Louisville clunkers where we'd lose to somebody we shouldn't, and that was definitely somebody we shouldn't. But I still feel like we're our floor record is 10-2, best case 11-1. I'm not worried. Brom will get them back, get them back where their heads need to be, and we'll keep moving forward. Like you said, we had some key injuries. Jawar not playing, that really hurts us. Even though Garindo and the other backs are very capable backs, they're not Jawar. They just aren't. So getting him back, getting our linemen healthy, getting everybody having a week to kind of rest up and get healthy, that'll get us back where we need to be to go 6-0 the rest of the year.
All right, Shawn, what about you? Any thoughts, concerns?
I don't have any concerns. You had the rain.
I'm kind of concerned that it sounds like you're in a closet being held against your own will.
But you had rain. You had a lineman go down during warm-ups. And it was just, the only thing that I was concerned with a little bit was just some of the guys. The defense did well, but there were some drives where they just didn't have it. There's like third Pitt drive of the game. I mean, they ran the ball 3 times and gassed us, and then they hit us over the top of the play action. That shouldn't happen. But as far as the rest of the season, no, we're gonna do just fine. The only other loss I could even see right now to me is Miami, because on the road we haven't played well there either.
Absolutely. And
why does Shawn sound 80?
I don't know, because look, Shawn didn't know until Monday he could download the USA app and watch Monday Night Raw. He's been coming over to our house to watch it because he had no options at home and didn't tell anybody he had the USA app at home so he could watch it.
Uneffing believable.
I agree.
No, I believe that from Shawn.
I do too. Again, back to our definitely most beautiful kicker of all time. Miss Catherine Clope says, bad decisions by Plummer. There were a lot of bad decisions. There was an interception that wasn't his fault, but that the pick 6 absolutely was. What's the extent of Renato's injury? And that's thank you, Wes, for bringing that up. We had some offensive line, not just one. We had multiple offensive linemen that were out, and that kind of disrupted the flow. of the game. And again, thank you all for joining us. It's your Friday night. We'll be leading you directly into WWE Friday Night SmackDown at 8 o'clock. We appreciate y'all taking time out to talk to us, listen to our thoughts. Obviously, this would have been a better show Saturday night after the game, but we like to try to get our thoughts about us and not go full red, mad, nude online like a lot of people do. So we appreciate you all taking the time to join us. We're going to do a very short show tonight. We normally do about an hour to hour and a half. We're going to try to be out of here about 8 o'clock tonight, so y'all can get to what y'all are doing tonight. So he can get to his fourth meal's a little generous, so he can get to eighth meal, so Shawn can get out of the closet. And so Joey's got those awesome backgrounds too. I don't know why Higgy's biting your style though. But to answer your question, Wes, I don't know the extent of his injury just yet. I will let you all know when I know. Shawn, we'll start with you on this next question. What needs to improve for the next game? What did you see versus Pitt that has to be fixed before we go to play a Duke game that a lot of people think's overranked, overhyped? They could be another team that's sneaky if you overlook them. And when I talked to Willie and Cameron on the 502 Circle Louisville live stream, brought to you by the Ravon Sports app, just before the show, they said a couple, and I'll let you all listen to that. It will be out on the website tomorrow morning at some point. Whenever Shawn decides to wake up and wipe the crust off the side of his mouth, that'll be up. But it kind of sounded like, okay, we know what we did wrong. We're going to fix that. So what needs to improve for the next game? And while you answer that, I'm going to put some of the comments from the live chat. That way we can be a little bit more efficient in getting everybody's stuff on the screen and stuff. So go ahead and answer that question, Shawn.
To me, it would be possibly helping Jack Plummer out a little bit by using a little more of a short, quick passing game, especially with Duke being an aggressive defense. They like to blitz a lot, just like NC State did to us, just like Pitt blitzed us. I think using the screen game, using some slants, that kind of thing will help. So maybe change up the play calling just a little bit instead of taking a lot of deep shots. And then defensively, just tackle better, because now, granted, the rain may have caused an issue with that too last week, but the tackling, I just want to see be more like it was against Notre Dame, Indiana, and even Georgia Tech. The tackling was usually pretty good. So I just want to see that change. If that changes, I think we can beat Duke relatively easily, depending on if their starting quarterback Riley back or not.
Higgy, I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna go to you next. What needs to change for you, or what needs to improve for you for the Duke game?
Like, I didn't really get to watch much of the Pittsburgh game, but what I did watch was just bad decisions by Plummer in regards to the throws he was making. And we shouldn't be throwing the ball in a rain game over 50 times a game. Like, we should be more getting behind our line and running it. Something else besides passing it 50 times in a rain game. I don't know what else to say. So,
okay, you don't know what else to say. That's a great stopping point for me. Uncle Larry wants to know, do you think Jawar Jordan will be ready for the Duke game? I assume he will be. For Sam, thanks for you can join in at any time, Sam, if you'd like.
Thanks for texting and driving.
Defensive. Well, I mean, once he gets done driving, if we're still on here, I'm trying to hurry up and get out of here because, look, I'm on vacation. I'm still taking the time out to talk to my people, and I love that, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. But I want to get out of here so I can watch Friday Night SmackDown, have a Friday night snack down on some pretzels and some other delicious low-carb, nasty stuff. So I want to make sure I get – but he wants to see the defensive intensity change. And I think really a lot of that I agree with him, but that's weather. I know people would be like, that's an excuse, but the weather really, if you've never played a game in the rain, imagine how hard it is to play the game when it's not, there's no other variables or elements. It's hard to play football in the rain. It is what it is. Sam says what you were looking for, Higgy, was coaching philosophy. Interesting take from Jeremy Cooper. That's not on Plummer. He's not calling the pass plays. Oh, to Higgy, absolutely. Sam's home now. Okay, good for you. Yeah, says Jeremy Cooper. Robbie says number 8 Louisville is down to number 13 Syracuse 4-0 with 10 minutes left in the fourth. Ouch. In field hockey. And RG says Plummer needs to step up his decision making, but he's 6-1 as the starter. And that's what I try to hammer into everybody. We're still 6-1. It's been a very sloppy 6-1, but we've got it done when we've needed to. The defense has played pretty much lights out this season. The O-line's played really good. The offense has been unstoppable at times, but we have had – it's almost like sometimes our quarterback buffers. That's the issue. But I will say this, he's gotten a lot better. I'm not going to sit here and just crap on him. Let's just get better. All you can do is get better. Get better, not better. That's the saying. Joey, did I ask you what needed to improve for the next game yet, or did Higgy get me so dumbfounded I forgot to ask you?
You forgot, but I mean, pretty much it's been said. But as far as I just wanted to kind of hit on the Plummer not calling the pass plays. I think probably the mindset with that was Jawar's not playing, and we have all these weapons at wide receiver. So maybe they thought we had a better chance of moving the ball down the field, Plummer throwing the ball to those guys. And we didn't have a lot of success running the ball anyway. So that may have been the thought process of just, trying to move the ball down the field that way. But
when you're missing 2 or 3 offensive linemen, your running game is going to be the primary victim of that. Robbie Dell says, I see our Cards looking much more impressive until we get to Miami. That's a coin toss for him. I think that's the same thing that Higgy said, or maybe it was Shawn. They're both the same to me. Not really. But I mean, if we can get refocused, I feel like we finished 5-0 the rest of the season. Everything's all good. Aaron says, I don't feel all of his intercepts. And they weren't. There was the one that went off the wide receiver. The pick 6 was absolutely no doubt about it.
100%.
And that was just like the one he threw in the red zone. Was it against Notre Dame? He threw a similar one. It didn't get returned, but it was it was the worst red zone. Yeah, against Notre Dame. Worst red zone interception I've ever seen. He's got to learn to throw it away if he feels like he's in a situation where he wants to throw it to somebody on the other team, without a shadow of a doubt. Bye week this week, so there's no preview for the Duke game yet. We'll do that next week, but at least we have good things going on this football season. We also have men's basketball around the corner. The men's team exhibition had an exhibition versus Simmons. They beat them 91-50. The Cards shot 54% from the field, 41 from the 3. They out-rebounded Simmons 54-22. Had 4 guys in double digits, 2 more that had 9 points, 1 that had 8. The freshmen looked nice. They combined for the 4 freshmen. I believe it was Tyler, Dennis, Trey, and Curtis combined for 40. Nope. Who was it then?
Dennis, Curtis, Caleb, Tyler.
That's what I said.
You said Trey.
You said Trey. They combined for 40 points. If he ever corrects me again, he's
and he was just waiting, man. He was
fired.
He was waiting. He was like, nope.
He's so fired, it's ridiculous. Aaron says, Shawn says we finished 5-0. Do we still play in the ACC championship? Hopefully, but there's got to be some things that go right. Robbie says 9-3. He's cool with as long as we beat that team I don't talk about. Aaron says lots of variables there. Need others to lose. Yes, absolutely.
Hold on. But my question is what other 2 games in there does he think we're going to lose? As long as we beat Kentucky, we'll be 9-3.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know. That's only 2 games we got to lose. So I guess he's
Duke
thinking Miami and Duke probably. I mean, they're the only ranked teams left on the schedule.
Okay.
Again, 90 combined points by those 4 freshmen. Curtis had 15. He led all scores in 15. Trey had 12. Dennis went for 9 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. Sky had 8.6 assists. As much as you can or cannot get from an exhibition game, let me all ask you this. Shawn, I'll go for you first. Who stood out the most for you?
It would have been, to me, Curtis Williams, just because the shooting was tremendous. It makes you wonder if maybe he's carried over that second half performance in the red-white scrimmage into the game, because he shot really well in the second half of that game. And this game, he just carried it right over. But the other thing was he got, I think, 5 rebounds. I think he had like 2 or 3 assists. And having the assists, especially as a wing, that's really nice to see because that means at least at points during the game they were moving the ball. And the fact that he's a willing passer from the wing is something that I don't think we had enough of last year. So he really impressed me the most.
All right, some thoughts from Aaron, RG, and Robbie coming up on your screen. Joey, what about you?
Well, obviously, I was at work when the game was played, but from what I've seen, I'm gonna talk about Big Dennis. So it was nice to see a center of ours grab a rebound and not bring the ball down, and then go up for a layup or things like he got the ball and immediately went right in for the dunk.
Mm-hmm.
A center of ours dunking every time, So yeah, I'm anxious to see how he progresses over the next, obviously over this year, but over the next couple years. I think he's going to be an absolute monster.
All right, and Higgy, I'm going to ask you, even though I don't know why, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you the same question.
I was going to say Tyler Johnson. Just seeing how he was a pest on defense, and then also too, just how we have a second ball handler when Scott goes out. I'm not worried when Scott goes out anymore. I'm not worried about having only one true primary guard. Tyler is going to be fine, and he will be probably the starter come end of the year.
Is it Tyler or Tyler?
It's Tyler.
Okay.
I do think his addition was a bigger blessing than maybe we thought it was going to be. And right now, just to let y'all know, the full interview, the Louisville live stream, 502 Circle Ravon Sports. I'm currently downloading the video, uploading it to YouTube, downloading it to the website that will be available for you all to watch either later tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on how much I can get done tonight. But so too many turnovers. That was the only thing I got from the game. That could be fixed, I think. Joey, I'm gonna start with you first on this. Do you see an improvement talent-wise from last year?
Oh, absolutely. Well, so yes, but I also see an improvement motivational-wise. Like they look like they wanted to be out there. Camaraderie-wise, like it looked like they all got along. So that plays a lot into team sports. If you're not motivated to do well. And there's a lot of factors in that. Like we've said before, players and their families, they look at Twitter, and if they see the fan base crapping on them, like what motivation does that give them to go out and play good or, to gel together? Somebody gets a bad attitude and then, everybody's blaming everybody for everything and then nobody plays well. So we as fans, let's try to, give them the time to, gel because this is a brand new roster. Now these kids have played together before, and I've seen a lot of people talking about the turnovers. Well, they've only played against each other in practice. They hadn't played against anybody else. So that'll get cleaned up. The guys will progress, and I'm really excited and look forward to this team doing some pretty good things for us.
Shawn, same question.
As far as the talent goes, I did see a lot more talent. Guys actually showing the talent they had and using it, because last year we had some talented guys, but it was more I'm going to go with Joey there. It's more motivational. They just didn't have the motor or the will, whatever you want to call it, to utilize their talents to the best of their abilities. And what I saw a couple nights ago was guys out there showcasing some of their abilities, but I look like Trey White, for instance. Trey White showed some of his ability. Got in there, he had some nice little jumpers, a nice little fadeaway in the post. Mm-hmm. But he also had a rough game. He had, I think, 4 turnovers because he over-dribbled into the lane a couple of times. I suspect he won't do that often. I think it was just maybe first game trying to impress a little bit is what I felt like with him. But yeah, overall the talent is just so much better, especially with Sky. I like the way Sky played a lot. I know he didn't score much, but 6 assists, Pretty darn good defensively. Only got beat like once off the dribble. That's the guy that I think is going to help everybody else live up to their talent potential.
Absolutely. And let's go to the chat line real quick. Robbie says, and y'all were worried about losing Flowers? I wasn't, but I got to see him in action, so that's why I wasn't. Sean Thomas says, did you like the sub rotation, 5 in and 5 out, or do you think that will change once the season starts? I think that was just him tinkering with lineups. I don't think that was the thing about it. Is there are a lot of people on Twitter, Louisville Twitter specifically, and it may be like that in other fan bases, I don't know, but they just want Kenny Payne to fail. It doesn't matter if we had 10 5-star All-Americans out there, they'd find something to complain about. Is it warranted? Look, anytime you go through a horrible season like last year, that's why I'm conflicted on this point. Should you be able to criticize this team? Absolutely. Should you go to the lengths that I've seen some of the people in our so-called media do it? No, you should never. Like, you're just asking for your credentials to be revoked. You're asking for bad. And trust me, I get 10 to 15 screenshots per week. Hey, do you know this guy? What's his problem? And it's just people crapping on basketball team for no reason. So look, this team it's a new team. It's new players. It's Kenny Payne type players. And just as Brandon Chase commented, just jitters and learning to play. We've got 7 newcomers. Is it 7 or 8, Higgy? I know you normally count those by the amount of Twinkies left in the box. 9 yep. Newcomers, according to Higgy. So if that's wrong, that's on him. But so it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. This is their first game against non-Louisville basketball players that we know of. We don't know of any secret scrimmages that have occurred. So it is what it is. But no, to answer your question, Shawn, that's not going to happen all season. That was him trying to experiment a little bit and see what exactly he liked the best. RG says the basketball roster can all come back next season, and that excites me. Again, when some of the people out there are like, oh man, our recruiting class sucks for this year. We're not going after anybody. And there is somebody we'll tell you about in rapid fire. You all know who it is already. We've talked about him a multitude of times that we are going after. Don't know if we'll get him. A lot of your pessimists out there don't think that we even have a chance with him. I can tell you that's not the case. However, we may not need any. Every single player on this team can return next year. And that excites me, especially during year 3 of Kenny Payne. And yes, I know that angers a lot of you all to hear. I believe there will be a year 3, but this whole team comes back. That's going to benefit us as fans. That's going to benefit them as playing together. And that's a good time. So back to what Brandon was saying, just jitters and learning to play against other people, seeing them rooting each other on and picking each other up off the court was refreshing to show that they care. I know it. Look, I've been around a lot of Louisville basketball teams in the last 20 years. And one of the first ones I was around was the T. Will, Earl Clark, Derek DC, Character, yeah. Jerry Edgar, DC, all those guys. And there were individually a lot of great guys there. There were a couple of douche canoes in there, and you all know who they were, and I won't say their names. However, they didn't like each other. They didn't want to. You had one group going off to do one thing, one group going off to the other, and they were still as good as they were. Imagine if they cared about each other. We may not have lost the game all year. Chris Steyer says BHH needs some motivation. We need him to be more of a force. He looked like he loved playing basketball in the red-white scrimmage. Last night, it looked like the same old issues were coming up. I don't know him personally. I don't know if that's the case. I like to not make assumptions, but absolutely need some more motivation and force behind him. Robbie says we have shooters. Who's going to step up? I think you saw last night, man. We've got if Trey's off, which he wasn't last night. Maybe Dennis will step up, and if Dennis is off, maybe Curtis will step up. And oh, wait a minute, we still got Sky. We still have Mike James. Mike who? Mike James.
JJ.
A plethora. JJ. The list goes on and on. So, no, Aaron, I will not answer that question. Opinion on Nick Coffey seems toxic to me. I don't talk about other hosts except for Rashawn because he needs a new hairline. Uncle Larry says have to make quicker decisions and wiser in the paint. Absolutely. UK fans want Kenny to fail. Well, so do a lot of Louisville fans.
See, I disagree with that. I think the Kentucky fans want him to stay.
Well, yeah, I get that. I get that a lot. Just got a notification. Okay, that's a Steelers notification, so that's just not. We're not even talking about that right now.
Cardinal says the guys did what they needed to do, beat an inferior opponent by 40 in an exhibition. Yeah, like I don't understand what all the grief was afterwards. Last year we lost to Lenore Ryan, correct?
Yep.
Okay. We beat this team by 40. That's what we should do. So in a game that we were as sloppy as we were, we won it by 40 points. It's only going to get better from here.
Agreed. And for those of y'all, after we get done, if you didn't catch the Louisville live stream with Cameron Kelly, Willie Tyler, who the heck is that? Oh, God.
All right.
My God. What's
Joe.
up? I can only see your chin, bro.
That's okay. I'll switch him with Higgy. You can
There
see
we
all
Wanna
of
be
his
next to each
chins.
other?
I know. Listen, Joe and Steve back together.
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
where's my love at here?
Who are you?
This is me and Steve, bro.
Yeah. Who's this guy?
I mean, he doesn't say we need more Higgy. He says we need more Joe Wallman.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Well, we're kicking Higgy out of here.
Oh no.
He's gone.
There it is.
Yes.
That's a way better. Higgy, we'll bring him back on in a minute. We just didn't have room with all your chins in the way. What's up,
fair.
Steve?
How's it going, man?
Going good down here in your beloved second home.
Mm-mm.
Having a great time. We've got an extra room waiting for you.
I know, man. Listen, I'm still thinking about it. Just jump on a plane Monday and be down there.
You never know with him, dude. You might like be Monday morning, like ding ding. Like go to the door, like, did somebody order like DoorDash? And be like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, guys?
Steve Dash.
Heard you got an extra room.
There's been a lot of surprise Steve pop-ups on and off vacation. Most notably, I would say when and we talked about this the other day. Well, they talked about it on Middays with Marcus Maben from 10 to noon, Monday through Friday on ESPN 93.9, not 99.9 The Ville, about Steve's peculiar game watching habits. And the most notable one to me, other than the first time I watched the game with him and thought he was going to amputate his own leg from his body. We were watching Louisville versus Florida in the Elite Eight, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And we were down 8-9 points. There was a couple minutes left in the game, and he got mad and left, slammed the door. He was angry, and we immediately went on a comeback. We won the game, and before the buzzer could even sound, he busted through the front door excited.
I know.
Let's go.
I started feverishly washing dishes at home, and I was like, I looked like a psychopath. I was like, and I looked up, and Russ hit a 3, and I was like, oh my God, we're back in the game.
So,
What
really
y'all
cool. Oh, what we've been up to? Just been chilling, doing this little show. You know, we call the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. And look, you had the big show on. Let's promote you a little bit, because God knows you don't get enough of that every week.
Right.
You were able to interview Paul Wight today. What was that like? And for those of y'all that didn't get to hear it live, go to the Twitter 93.9 The Ville. They've got the links. They tweeted out. Just if you don't want to listen to him talk any other time, I implore you. It was an amazing interview. You could. It's always better when fans get to interview wrestlers other than your corporate suit type people. Tell us a little bit about the interview today.
Oh, dude. I always say, like, I'm so nervous when, like, the sports interviews don't bother me. Like, we could have Kenny Payne, we could have Jeff Brom, whoever, former players. And I'm kind of like, oh, it's like a Steve sandwich. I like it.
Brick.
Tickle.
But I don't get nervous. But the wrestling interviews, man, like, okay, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but like the big, like Mickey James. Like I was like, oh man, kind of got nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like today, I was like legit nervous. Like I was like sweating. Like
Well, he can kill you with his bare hands.
And just it's like because I mean, like you guys know, some people don't understand what you tell them, but like we love wrestling, and it's like those guys really are like superhuman. You know what I mean? So like when you see them, you're like, oh my god, like
you
dude,
saw Captain Insano today.
Yeah, like dude, I've watched this dude forever, man. And he is like he's a Hall of Famer, I mean, he's crazy, he's got I said it before, Nick, I was like, if you did the top 50 moments all time in wrestling, he's probably got like 2 of them, which is pretty impressive.
Getting suplexed out of the corner in the ring exploding is one of the biggest ones.
Well, what about when he got thrown off the top of the hotel by Hogan?
He died off of Cobo Hall. Died, come back, and won the title.
It was nuts. And look, Steve's used to hanging out with bigger dudes. Me, my brother, Farley, we're all 6'6" or taller. Did that guy make you feel differently than when you're around us?
He was different, dude. It was insane. Like we've saw bigger. I mean, we've had Honest in studio. Like I saw taller guys,
right?
But like
mass,
dude, not that height. Like he's legit 7 foot, and like I think he's slimmed down to like 390. And I mean, dude, like his hands, like his fingers were like
you could tell that.
Dude, it was like crazy.
Slimmed down to 390. Higgy, maybe one day you can slim down to 390.
Can you say penises on restream?
What you just did.
He said it was like a penis.
I said balls one time on Marcus on the thing he does, and like it like demonetized him or something.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Then you owe me some money afterwards if that's the case. I don't think it'll be the case. But yeah, we're just talking a little bit about the basketball exhibition last night and how probably nerves played a part in the, scored 90 points, but we still had 22 turnovers, I believe it was.
Yeah.
What were your takeaways from the game? As much as you can or cannot take away from an exhibition game, what were your takeaways?
I mean, I left feeling fairly upbeat. Like, the turnovers were a little much. 22 is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, lot.
What was it? 12 assists and 22 turnovers.
Yeah, like that's not going to work. But also, this is the one thing I didn't like. I don't like what he's doing, and I don't think it's something he's going to do in the season. I don't like the 5 here, 5 there, like that. I hate that. But
do you agree, really quickly, because you stopped talking for a second? We all know that's when you jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with me that was probably just more of like experimenting? That wasn't like a trend we'll see throughout the season?
Yeah, 100%. I think he was just getting everybody in the game. He's back. I think he was just getting everybody in the game to see what they could do. I don't think you'll see that going forward in the season. But I think some of the turnovers came from that. Because, like, you had, sometimes you had guys that were like 3-point guards, you know what I mean, all at once. Like, I think when you get the flow of the game, and I don't know if, Kenny Payne sounded like in the post game when he says things like, well, Trey White had a shot, then he passed it up, he had a pass, he passed it up, and it's like, okay, he's going to fix that. Oh, bye, Higgy.
We'll bring him back in a minute. He's just a distraction.
Yeah, no, listen, Charity's already in there with nothing on but a T-shirt, so I'm not going to be on long.
Hey, make sure you turn the I get you.
Right, yeah.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
I don't know why the red light stayed on the entire time, hon.
Yeah. But no, yeah. Kenny Payne sounded like he recognized this. And after, when he was talking to Coach Lieberman and Paul, he was like, they're just casual turnovers. He's like, some of them are playing casual. Now, Brandon is making me angry. That's ridiculous. Like that's, you cannot, it's harsh, but it's like, dude, And what sucks is he's such a good teammate. Like, he's not trouble, but it's like, bro, you're a 5-star. Like, that's like, what is that? You know, like, what is that? Dennis and Kenny Payne was kind of harsh towards him. I mean, he said, he was like, what did Kenny say? Oh gosh, how did he say it? He was like, "Oh, I need Brandon to hold it down until Dennis gets ready." I mean, that basically is like, yeah. So, Bullet East, shout out to Bullet East tonight. They're Robbie. They're playing Mail right now. District. I got it. Listening to it over here.
Mama Higgy points out that your mom has joined the live stream. So two of her favorite boys are well, Joey probably too. I don't know how many.
Yeah, because we're co-host besties.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So shout out to her. You know, I don't acknowledge a whole lot of people's moms, but you know how much I love yours. So
Absolutely.
she is accepted on here. Now Higgy, on the other chance, I'm not sure I would let any of his family on here. Last question. I'll let you go. It's not just me. You see it as well. What do you think the reasoning is behind there has been a public outcry from a majority? Well, maybe it's not fair to say a majority. There's a good part of the local media that just wants this to be over with, just wants Kenny to fail. Am I overthinking that, or do you feel the same way?
I mean, I think for some reason people have just, and 4 wins is bad.
Yeah.
Like, I hear it, but like for some reason people have just like picked sides on this one. And honestly, I think I try to stay out of it, you know, like we do, because at the end of the day, like, I hope Kenny Payne works, because I think it would be a great situation for Louisville. But if he doesn't and they fire him, I'll be the biggest fan of the next coach. Like, I don't really care. I'm like a fan of this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like whatever. But I think some people showed themselves a little bit the other night. It was like, dang, man, 5 minutes into the game, like, chill, you know.
I got a question for you, both of y'all. Like, so do you think that some of the people that have been negative since day one want him to fail? Because even though he played here at Louisville, he spent a lot of time up the road, and that soured their taste on him. Like, coming back here.
Could
Sure.
be.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. When people use words like KP Mafia, I'm like, okay, there's not the Civil War, there's not a South without a North. Like, so like, who are they responding to? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, come on, man. I mean, I know it was 4 wins. It was really bad, but it's like,
that was last year.
Yeah, like let's
move on.
I mean, everybody would agree that he massively upgraded the roster and was a fraction off. He had Trenton Flowers here. I mean, nobody knew he was going to up and head to Australia. I mean, honestly,
and still not be a point guard.
I'm not sure he knew he was going to Australia until.
And let's not forget how close we were. Me and you were part of a conversation, Steve, where we were told we were getting McKenzie. Like, that was a done deal.
That's what I'm saying. And then, like, you were, you know, you got out dealt for McKenzie. Okay, cool, at the last second. But you were that close to this roster having what it has, plus Flowers, plus McKenzie and Baco. Like, that's would be stupid. Like, so I'm like, dude, like, and this roster to me, I think is still pretty good. Like, I think they're going to be a good team, you know? So I don't think anybody really has any, like, even people that are outspoken about it. Like, I think everybody to an extent has Louisville's best interest in mind. I just think some people are going about it in a way where it's like, just going about it the wrong way. Like, I don't think it helps Louisville for recruits and people to get on there and see, like, media, like, this guy sucks. I hate this guy. You know, all the fans that like this guy suck. You know, it's like, I feel you, though, because I do think that they believe that, okay, this guy ain't the guy for the job, so we need to say that and try to get him out of here. Like, I mean, I thought Satterfield sucked, you know what, but, like,
Big Show's fingers.
And when they were lick those fingers, but when they were saying there's a chance he could get fired, I was pretty outspoken about, yeah, I think this is the move. But the moment they kept him, it's like, okay, I don't like it, but
L's up.
I'm going to go back
leader.
and celebrate.
Yeah, that's our leader.
Satterfield when he gets somebody,
Aaron Walker makes a great point. I've never seen so many complaints after a 40-point win. I agree, Steve. We're going to go ahead and there's a lot of people showing you love on the chat line as always, obviously.
Hey, by the way, Steve, the beard's on point, bro. The beard is on point. Hey, I'm starting to grow mine in. I mean, I got some catching up to do, but the beard's on point, bro.
Like I've got hair. Like,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Listen, everybody, we're going to go ahead and do this early. We're going to do this early. Happy birthday. Shout out to Steve. His birthday is this weekend.
That's right.
Happy birthday. And last question for you, and then you get out of here and go climb on your beautiful wife. Do whatever y'all going to do. Any comments on Rashawn's hairline?
Rashawn's hairline? No, Rashawn, don't mess with. No. Yeah.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Higgy, you know what? We've been so mean to Higgy. Higgy, do you have any final questions for Steve?
He's back in.
No, I don't at this
Steve,
time.
thanks for joining us tonight, man. We really appreciate it.
Hey, Steve, let me know where we're going for your birthday dinner.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to do a birthday dinner. Maybe we can, we can get into the field suite next week if you want.
I'm going to go to Giordano's for your birthday.
Yeah.
Giordano's for your birthday.
Hey, hit me up because I'm here by myself.
Right.
I didn't get to go to Orlando. So.
No, you could have went. You chose not to.
No, I couldn't.
Hey, if food's involved, I'm coming at home.
All right.
Coming in at home.
Where's this button? Let's get him back off here.
Joey and Shitticus.
Wait a minute. Who'd you say?
I would just Shitticus hand it to him.
I swear.
Well, Shitticus.
He did. And Steve, thank you so much for hopping on here. This is the 1,000th time I've sent him a message to join in. First time he's done it. Couldn't happen at a better time. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, dude. I'll see y'all next time.
All right, later. All right, now we'll let Higgy back in. Shawn, you still with us?
Yep.
All right, let's read some
forgot about
questions real
Shawn.
quick. And we're gonna hop off here because it is 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Robbie says Texas versus Houston getting chippy. Cardinal says about 12. Robbie reminds you all to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I agree. Wes says what's up to Steve. I'll send all y'all's messages to him. Actually, Higgy, you're in charge of that. Wes says I think they'll look a lot better next game. Wes is laughing. Fabian says if you call yourself a fan and you called into certain radio shows complaining the sky is falling after the exhibition, then you're just a hater and didn't want KP. Sam says why is he not surprised I kicked Higgy out? Shawn's game watching habits are they are. He will cuss himself out and beat the crap out of himself. Wes says I think Bradley Bill had everybody like that. Wes says I was like, look who the F it is. Yeah, for sure. I was a Jerry Lawler fan. I think that's supposed to mean. Yeah. Robbie says 6'4", 6'7". Yeah. And then Fabian says Jerry Lawyer. We've just changed his name now. Was the best and one of his favorites. The King. What is the starting lineup? You know what? Let's throw that up here. We'll answer that before we get off here. Everybody's laughing. Mama Rummage says hi to everybody. We love you and we appreciate you. Cardon says CSZ after hours. Oh, that must have been when Steve made the wiener point. BHH needs to get tougher with the ball. Agree. Caleb Glenn will take his minutes. Ooh, I don't know that. And Miss Janie said you're included in her favorite people and not him.
I waved at her.
So Fabian says you're 100% right, Jeremy. Some local media don't want them to win. Some of the media should lose their credentials based on their actions and toxicity. That wouldn't shock me. Listen, I do get contacted weekly about who certain people are. They act a fool on social media. You're going to F around and find out. That's for sure. Louisville should have went after Gavin Wimsatt. That's an interesting point. Fabian, I'm not going to talk about anybody else. Not talking about other hosts and stuff that I respect them. Fabian says, Steve, do you mean when Drew and Blankenbaker say KP Mafia? Probably. L's up to whoever's coaching the team, says Uncle Larry. Robbie says, like Lamar, throw them into the fire, get your feet wet. This is the Brom era. So did the female, Joey. I don't know what that was, but it was pretty funny. It was against Shawn.
No, yeah. When I said I forgot about Shawn.
Oh, so did the female. Gotcha. I agree some local media take a show off of killing the program, but first up in the Yum for free Chick-fil-A sandwiches and those cookies. Steve's always first in line for the cookies, but he earns them, and we appreciate him. The Cards' final exhibition is Monday, October 30th versus Kentucky Wesleyan. Let's get into rapid fire. University of Louisville men's basketball recruit Carter Knox announced his Final Four. It is us, them, USF, his brother plays there, and the G League. Wade Houston and Alyssa Murphy were named U of L's recipients of the 2023 ACC Unite Award. Again, you all know the drill. When rapid fire comes on, this is a list that Higgy has typed up. 90% of the time, it's not grammatically correct. I read it that way because it's more fun, but then I will correct it. So far, so good, Higgy. We're only 3 sentences in, though. October 24th and 25th are University of Louisville Days of Giving. The 2023 College Cup, it was announced. It will be hosted in Louisville. That's for those that don't know, Higgy has pointed out, that's the men's soccer Final Four. Ashton Gelati was named to the Chuck Bednarik Award Watch list. That award is presented to the most outstanding defensive player in college football. Ashton was also named to the PFF College Edge Defender Third Team and the CBS Sports Midseason All-American Team. The offensive line from Louisville was named to the Joe Moore Award watch list. This is given to the top O-line in the country. Coach Jeff Brown was named to the Bear Bryant Coach of the Year watch list. Women's basketball checked in at number 15 in the preseason coaches poll and number 17 in the preseason AP poll. Women's basketball star player Olivia Cochran named to the Katrina McClain Award watch list. This award is given to the nation's top power forward. Higgy, say Katrina McClain award 3 times in a row real quick.
I'm not even going to attempt it.
There you go. Also, Kiki Jefferson was named to the Cheryl Miller Award list. This award is given to the nation's top small forward. And finally, volleyball's Kara Cresse, I don't know how you pronounce that, that's close, and Elle Glock took weekly ACC honors, with Kara taking the Offensive Player of the Week and Elle taking the Setter of the Week award. As always, make sure you check out the photo galleries. They are fire from Jeff, Justin Kruger, and TJ. This week, TJ did not shoot the men's basketball game. Jeff don't get to do those a lot, so he did that. Over 90,000 views just today. We appreciate y'all's support. Jeff does an amazing job with football. TJ does an amazing job with basketball on both sides, men's and women. And JK does an amazing job with our baseball. And we do have a fourth guy who's starting to, we're not going to announce him yet, but he's doing some of the Olympic sports, and he's kind of just dipping his waters in the photography thing. So when that becomes official, we'll give him some love and name him too. But we have from top to bottom the best photography team in the state as far as University of Louisville, in the country as far as University of Louisville athletics are concerned. And we want to give a special welcome back to Brendan Hoba. Most of y'all know his brother was the punter here at Louisville, Colin, and he coaches with Chris Redmond and Keith Tobridge out at Cal. At least he did the last time I heard. Maybe he doesn't any longer, but he did it at last count. He's coming back to the team after a little bit of an absence. He will help me and Shawn get the stories out, since it takes Higgy 3 weeks to update stuff. And kind of, I'm joking with Higgy a little bit there, but it kind of gets a little bit of the stress and pressure off of me and Shawn to get everything done ourselves, because we have a lot of amazing contributors here at Cardinal Sports Zone, and life happens sometimes. We all get busy, and Joey is now a person who's going to help out with us this week if we need anything. So we appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the help. Again, we want to say a shout out to all of our fine sponsors: Fitness Market, Four Pegs Smokehouse and Bar, and the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. They're working on more. Make sure before every home game, you all get out to the Collision Course Crew Tailgate and see them in action. We will be there for most. We won't be there for Duke because they have all the equipment here in Orlando.
I'll be there.
Joey will be there. He'll entertain you the entire time you're there. Higgy will.
We're not having it.
Shawn, are you?
Unbelievable.
I've already been texting
Shawn, are you gonna be there?
Don't even talk that.
Well,
Shawn,
What's going on?
Are you going to be at the collision course for Duke?
Yes, I intend to be. Yes.
Well, then maybe I can just do an impromptu one and put it on YouTube. I would be okay with that. But we'll be there for Virginia Tech, for sure. We don't know about the game at the end of the year. I may want to watch that one, and I can't do both. I can't go to the game, and it takes too much out of me. So we'll definitely be there twice more this season. Come join us. Good food, good friendship. All you have to do, they don't ask for anything. Donations are appreciated and accepted. Do not be a chooch and go and dine and dash and not give them anything. If you're going to attend,
or bring a side dish.
Or bring a side dish. Do something. Don't just show up, eat all their food, and leave. That's a chooch move, and they don't appreciate that. But they appreciate everybody coming out to support them. And yes, there are a couple people that do that, and they're just too nice to tell them not to come. I'm not too nice. I'm telling y'all, donate, bring food, bring something to the table, or don't come at all. It is what it is. Sponsorship opportunities, as you saw in the commercial earlier. Jeremy Wallman at gmail.com or JSWallman723 at AOL.com is my primary email. Email us. Let us know you want to sponsor the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. For ways to find us on social media, they're underneath Higgy's chin dressing there. The ways that you can support us monetarily is underneath my beautiful face. Hit us up. Let us know if you want to support the podcast. If you want to be a sponsor, let us know. I didn't get to do a whole lot of lobbying for sponsors because I was in the hospital. Next year, we're going to have the biggest year of Cardinal Sports Zone ever, and we want you all to be on board for that, and we appreciate you all. You can find the podcast. If you only listen, you don't watch, you can find us on all the podcast avenues, Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, follow, stalk, smash, Higgy. What do you do on DoorDash when there's something? Do you favorite in order? Hit favorite, whatever you got to do to get this automatically downloaded to your phone after we wrap up. And if you want to watch if you want to see it, sometimes we can come to you during the middle of the week. I do live with 55s during the week. Hit the like button on YouTube, subscribe to us. You'll be notified first. Like us on Facebook. You'll be notified whenever we go live video wise. And we want you all to join us. We want you all to have a good time. We appreciate y'all. If you've not listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go back, check them all out. Hit the drop down menu. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all begin. Hit the podcast tab. Go to CSZ Podcast. And if Higgy's done what he's supposed to, you'll see all the podcasts in that area. We do have a miniature menu at the top. It's like a mini player.
Yeah.
It's got like the last 11 episodes. You can check those out there. And if you scroll down, you'll find the rest. We've just not got to update that page in a hot second. But check out our exclusives. We have great exclusives writers like Brendan, like Dalton Pence, like Shawn Barber. If I'm forgetting anybody, we have great writers. We appreciate you all. And shout out to everybody who's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate the love. We appreciate you. I've already done the shout out once, but why not do it again? Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work on ESPN 93.9 The Ville, Monday through Friday from 10 to noon. Last words, I'm going to go first because next week, for our Duke Week show, there was nobody I could think of better to come in and be our special. We were off this week, bye week. I don't know who you bring in for the bye week. There's no Louisville football player that screams bye week or has an association or a tie, but there is one that has a tie with Duke. And his son is one of the fastest rising defensive linemen in the country. He was mean here. He was mean in a good way. He is one of the greatest Louisville football offensive linemen of all time. He went on to the NFL, was one of the greatest Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive linemen of all time. He's the guy that showed me around on my visit. One of the guys. It's the man. Roman Oben will be in the house next Friday night. We're going to get that for you all. His son, RJ, plays for Duke. Maybe see if we can get him to give us some some secrets or stuff we can pass along.
Do some Michigan stuff for us. Get us some signs.
Uneffing believable.
Yes, absolutely. And I promise you all, I've told you all that Nolan's coming on the show here soon. We've just not been able to knock down an exact time. That will be before the basketball season starts. So within the next week and a half, we'll get him on here. And again, I teased this earlier. We will be giving away one ticket. I know it's, why are you just giving away one? Well, we had a guy that donated. It's a really good seat, too. Let me go in really quick. Actually, let's do this because I still have some more stuff to talk about in my last words. Joey, give your last words real quick.
Well, it's going to be the same as always. Maryland's trash. It cost me money this year, so they're even double trash. Get your pet spayed or neutered, and if you have a Higgy laying around, get it spayed or neutered too.
Jeez.
But no, let's just support our basketball team, our football team, all of our sports, women's basketball, softball, baseball. Let's support them.
The seat is in
Show
section.
love and
Oh, go ahead. I'm
a little
sorry.
bit less what looks like disdain for them sometimes.
Absolutely. And the seat is in section 116, row L. So it's a premium
You like my background?
seat. I don't see your background because I've got my. Let me see. Do I like your? Oh.
You're getting to be a big boy.
Okay, that's enough of that. The ticket giveaway, we'll figure out some way to give that away before the game. If you're a part of the premium Cardinal Sports Zone support group chat, you'll find out there first. But we will be giving the ticket away to one lucky person. We want to get those seats filled. Almost said feet sealed. Those seats filled. Episode 200 is right around the corner. Give us some suggestions on what to do for episode 200. Higgy, I'm going to let you, before I let Shawn give his last words, I'm going to let you give last words. Then we are going to go finish up the chat line, wrapped it up in a real nice bow, and get that going. But Higgy, what are your last words?
Go Cards and support the basketball team.
Burgers. All right, Shawn.
Well, there's no marking season for anybody this week, bye week. So just everybody relax. That's right, Sam. I stole your word, but you're not here today. And let's just enjoy what we got going on right now on campus because everything's starting to take a trajectory up.
Absolutely. And Shawn, thank you for joining us voice only this week. It helped a lot of us that may have some issues looking at you over the video screen. Fabian wants to know, do we have a shot at Knox? Absolutely, we have a shot. I'm not sure how good it is, but we have a shot at him. Robbie says Kentucky Wesleyan just announced cuts to his athletic program. Fabian wants to know, what do y'all think about that team down the road wearing Louisville doesn't exist shirts? Well, apparently we do exist. Huh?
I said I don't care. I don't care about what they do.
Fabian says, wipe your feet. Everyone hit that like button. Smash that like button. Chris says, if they're wearing the shirts that say Louisville doesn't exist, we're obviously existed in their head. That nails down is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Tell us that you're not obsessed with us without telling us you're obsessed with us. Robbie, thank you. We appreciate you loving the show. We want to do this for y'all every week that we can. And we're looking forward to bringing this to y'all for many years to come. Cardinal says volleyball's down in 2 sets. And you were a caller and loved hearing you on Mavis. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. I had fun doing that. I was getting my morning run in Panama City Beach, and I turned on the show like I do most mornings when I'm out exercising. And I heard Marcus talking about how insane was Steve watching that Pitt game with Steve was. And I had to call in and contribute a little. I don't normally call into to anybody else's shows, even my friends. So I appreciate Steve returning the favor tonight.
Did you tell him how insane it was watching the Pitt game with Shawn?
No, because you almost murdered Shawn.
I told him he was about a half a second away from getting. I'm going to do an OVW reference here, a cash flow chop.
Oh yeah.
I had to tell Mason to either lean forward or back up if I gave the signal because I was going to deflate Shawn's chest.
Absolutely, and it wouldn't have taken much. So Robbie says Louisville was voted the most beautiful campus in the state of Kentucky. That's awesome. Uncle Larry says Roman was heck and bull in the ring. Not really sure what that's supposed to mean. Listen, we've had a blast with you all. It's Friday night. It's quarter after. We were not going to go this long, but again, you all made us do it. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
We get some fast forward time.
I hate Yoda not being here to tell me to hit that fire outro music, but we got it done anyway. Shawn, get the podcast post prepared. I'm about to get the live stream post prepared. We'll get all this posted out for you all tonight on CardinalSportsZone.com. Thanks again for the support. We love you guys. And until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast.
What about the video?
Yeah, you're supposed to hit the outro video.
Forgot.